So Warren, tell us your Peace Church story.
Okay. Came to Peace Church in 95 and was just a member until 1998. I went on first work camp, and that was out to Eagle Butte, South Dakota. And my daughter Heather at that time was about 16. And that was great. And so I was kind of hooked on those projects. After that, went to St. Louis, and then a couple times out to West Virginia, another time out to Eagle Butte. So it was good. It was a good experience.
What made it good? Like
the kids, totally. My own kids are grown up, have families of their own now. And so what I like to tell people is I borrow other people's children. So to take a young person away from their normal environment, and maybe you're living and working in rougher conditions and whatnot, it's a real strong bonding experience. And you develop these fast friendships that last for years. The result of going on work camps has been that we've been invited to their graduations, their weddings, things like that. After everything was after we came home.
So who went on the work camps?
It's usually they're high school, senior high kids. Usually anywhere from 24 to a dozen to 24 kids, and then about 5 adults, on average. So when we went out to Eagle Butte the last time, there were a few more adults out there, so it was a really good intergenerational experience.
Can you think of any specific stories that stand out to you?
Yeah, we were in Denver one time, and one of our kids came up to this fellow who was on the street, homeless person. He started striking up a conversation. At first, this fellow was a little apprehensive, but then our other kids started gathering around him. And he asked, where are you from? What are you doing in Denver? And we told him, and he says, Jesus people. He says, they're always the best. So that was one story. Standing up on a roof in West Virginia, and we were re-roofing a house for a family, and they fed us like kings, during the day. But that was good.
Was it hard work?
It was. A lot of times you'd be doing construction work during the day, and then you come back to where you're staying. Whether in Eagle Butte, it was a Habitat for Humanity home that we had 33 people in a 3-bedroom home. The kids were sleeping on tables, sleeping under tables. Some of us were camped out in the yard in tents, that kind of thing. And but it's so funny, whether it's Eagle Butte or Atlanta, you get done doing construction work all day, and then some teenager comes up to you and says, "Hey, Warren, want to play a pickup game of basketball?" Why, sure. So the last thing my wife tells me as I'm going out the door, she says, "Don't you try and keep up with those kids." But it's the energy is infectious. You can't help but fall in love with them a little bit. So
you talk about Pastor Kathy at the work camps.
Yeah. She was, she's always been our touchstone forever, but especially out at the work camps. Just this calm, nurturing presence. And one of my favorite memories about her is there we were in the Georgia heat down in Atlanta, and we're on a urban farm. They were growing a phenomenal amount of vegetables on I think it was like 3 acres. And we were pulling weeds, we were digging beds and whatnot. And Kathy looks up and her face is all red, and she's got that red Georgia mud, streaked across it. It was just, it was great.
So anything else you want to tell us about the work camps?
I'll keep going on them until I can't anymore. So as long as the kids will have me along, I'll go.
Where are you going this year?
This year it is Pine Ridge,
Wow.
Res out in South Dakota. So that will be an interesting experience. I think it'll be a very powerful experience. And where we were before on the Cheyenne River Reservation, we did a sweat. One of the elders would take us and teach us about that, and the kids had never done anything like that before. That was a powerful experience. So.
Oh. You're gonna get to see the Badlands then? It's
I-
right by there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. So what does it mean to you to be part of Peace Church?
These people actually live the gospel. I mean, they walk the walk. The outreach that we do, the social activities in terms of getting involved in our community. Take what you believe and now put it into practice. And I grew up with a very good religious education, but I came to Peace Church and I thought, wow, this they really live what they believe. So yeah, that's the action associated, with the faith. That's important.
So what has your involvement here meant to your life?
It challenges me. People tell me, "Oh, Peace Church is such a wonderful place. There's so much love in the air. The music is wonderful." And but when you come to Peace Church, you have to be responsible for what you believe. And there are as many different theological perspectives in this church as there are members. And but we all come together, and I don't know what more I can say about that.
Okay, so last question is, what one word would you use to describe Peace Church?
Close. One of the things that was told to us at one of the work camps by somebody from another church, and they said, "Wow, your kids are really tight. They all know each other's stories." And they all grew up together, but that's true of the rest of the people in the church too. We know each other's stories. We know it's close-knit, much more than I've experienced at other churches. So.